Stim. Stim.
What?
Do it. Stim. I can't believe that worked. All I had to do was command it, and she went ahead and did
abuse.
it.
That was abuse and coercion.
Yeah. So this build, it's called my Dream Eater build. It did not work out the way I wanted it to, so I only have 2 clips of it. But it's, you know, if you're familiar with Pokemon, there was a move called Dream Eater, at least in the first one. I assume it worked in later games this way, where you would put your opponent to sleep. You'd put a Pokemon to sleep, and then once they were asleep, you could hit them for some major damage using Dream Eater. I believe Ghost Pokemon knew it, maybe Psychic, I'm not sure. This was a similar thing. The original idea was to put people to sleep using, I don't know what this is, St. Trina's Blade. I don't know if it's the DLC one or not. Put them to sleep using that sword, the sleep buildup of the sword. And then I was going to use Inescapable Frenzy, I think it's called, the grab attack that you use on Frenzy Blade, or Frenzy Flame. But unfortunately, there was not enough time. I should have looked it up before I had the idea for the build, but you can't put people to sleep and then have time to follow up with a grab attack. So then I changed it to use one of my favorite spells, the Frenzy Flame. Just do that really close range. And that worked out kind of, but the build wasn't great and it was really hard to get off. So you'll see me do that at least once in this video, but after trying many times, it didn't really work out. My baby's a very big Pokemon fan. Do you know, you're familiar with Dream Eater?
No.
Oh,
no, I am not. I'm so sorry. Oh, is that a Jigglypuff move?
No, there it is right here. That might very well be the only one you see in this entire video. It just simply did not work. That was, I think, possibly the only time I got it off. No, I don't think it's Jigglypuff. I'm fairly certain Gengar could learn it in the first one. When I was little, that was, you know, I grew up pretty poor, so I didn't have access to many video games. I remember I got almost did it there. I kinda got it off there too. I got the double sleep there. I played a lot of Pokemon 1 just because it was one of the only games that I had. The Pokemon Red, I should say, the first generation of Pokemon. And I know they changed a lot after the first generation, but I believe Haunter could learn it, and I never really got use of Gengar because you only could get them after trading, and I didn't have any friends.
No, baby, I love Tito. You didn't have any friends. I'm sorry. I love Pokemon, but it's just like you said. You know, I grew up very poor. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and we really didn't have money for like buying electronics like that. We were, forced to play outside and shit. But I got into Pokemon because they would come like these little round chips things. They would come inside of like Frito-Lay bags, and I started collecting those, and then, since we were poor, I would just draw them, and that's how I got to learn about Pokemon and like the original 151. But I knew nothing of their movesets. It wasn't until Pokemon Go in 2016, I've been a faithful player since then, that I started like learning about movesets and legacy moves and things like that. But no, baby, I had no idea that Haunter knew that moveset.
So this is, you click on this Elden Ring video to get your Pokemon talk and childhood trauma.
That's what makes us so funny.
Yeah, that's why you clicked on this video. Yeah, so I could put people to sleep pretty consistently, but it's not a sleep build. It was supposed to be a sleep plus Frenzied Flame build, and in my opinion, you could really only do super creative builds like this in Dark Souls 1, so I guess I should have knew better. Ever since then, fun ideas like this are never really viable. And the Elden Ring community seems a lot less chill than the Dark Souls community. They really don't show you any mercy. They don't care how cute your build is, how bad your build is. They treat you the same as a tryhard. They will chase you down ruthlessly, and then when they kill you, they point down at you every time. They don't care what you're using. They just assume that you're like the worst of the worst, the most tryhard of the tryhard. People really respected, I feel like, cute builds, unique builds in Dark Souls 1. It was a lot more of a excited community. They were like, oh wow, I see what you were trying to do there. There was a lot more respect and forgiveness back in those days, but, you know, I'm starting to sound like a rambling old man talking about the good old days.
I mean, you are pretty old.
Yeah, well, we are the same age.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We are literally the same age.
But I would like to know, like, you know, if you had a favorite build, if you can, like, share with us. I am a sucker for fashion, as we've discussed before. So if you have, like, a fashion, you know, put together that you're proud of and you'd like to share, let us know.
Yeah, we're always interested in new fashions. Just today, I saw a guy cosplaying Internet Explorer, and I put it in as a screenshot. Look at this. Check this out. Victory from the jaws of defeat there.
Even that skeleton is, you know...
So I died,
but
the host died to the PvE, so that's a win. Tie goes to the invader. This is known. You cannot disagree with it. So this is the next build here. A lot, like I've said before, a lot of my favorite builds are just a melee with magic, sorcery. Incantations too, but I definitely prefer sorceries. I love, what do you call it? Carrion Piercer? That's what it's called. It's my favorite spell in the game. There is a combo that the community calls Carrion Cross, and it's when you start with Carrion Greatsword, the sweeping one, and then you go into Carrion Piercer, the piercing one. And if you have max casting speed, then then it's a true combo. A true combo meaning they can't, assuming there's no lag, they can't like roll out of it. You're guaranteed to hit it with both. Honestly, it's not that amazing. You're probably just better off sticking with just Carrion Piercer. But you know, if you're taking this game too seriously, you're playing the wrong game. This game is meant to be fun. So right there, I didn't quite get it. So how max casting speed works is you need to have, I believe it's 70 dex in order to do it. Now you can have what's called virtual dex, that's what the community calls it. There's certain talismans that give you dex that will go towards cast speed, or rather points that go into cast speed, but they aren't actually part of your dex. So for example, if you have 40 dex, and then you put on Radigan's icon, that gives you 30 virtual dex, 40 plus 30, right there, you are at now max cast speed.
Baby, I am so proud of you for doing math. I thought you were gay.
I am gay, but doing 40 plus 30, I'm not gay enough to not be able to do that, you know.
I guess I'm gayer than you then.
Ooh, nice parry there. So these clips are old. The reason I started this YouTube channel originally was just to clear out the space I have on my PS5. I just, didn't want to just delete all these clips. I just like them, and I know probably a few years from now I was going to want to look back at them, be entertained by them. So I didn't want to just delete them, so I was just going to throw them up on YouTube, but I actually just ended up kind of enjoying the editing process and the
and then
commentary.
The love of your life, encourage you to do good commentary. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, we're doing it together, so now it's become a whole thing. So I don't really remember this too much, honestly, using the Shamasir? I don't know how you pronounce that, actually. I've only ever seen it written. The sword I'm using. And the spells, honestly, I want to maybe redo this build. I have no recollection of these clips that are playing right now, because this was from years ago, and I have a terrible memory.
What year do you think this is from?
I think it's before the DLC. The DLC came out like a year and a half ago, I think, so maybe 2 years old. These are probably two, maybe even 3-year-old clips. Probably not that old. I would say they're probably 2 years old. But yeah, I think I want to maybe redo this. I know people have don't really like when people use the whatever, this curved sword I'm using here. But, you know, in a game where Moonveil exists, I don't want to hear it. Because I'm right now using a Dex int build. And you know what would be perfect with that? Moonveil. So the fact that I'm not using Moonveil, be grateful. I can use whatever I want.
He is showing you mercy.
Yeah, absolutely. You want me to have Moonveil on this build? I don't care how many times it's been nerfed. That thing is still disgusting.
And you know, as his wife, I can assure you, he does not give me mercy.
Now that you're watching these clips, how do you feel about potentially doing a sorcery build for your next playthrough? Does this look interesting at all compared to... Because we're playing the game together, and so far all she's done is a faith build. So how do you feel about an int build?
I'm not really sure about it. Honestly, I want to try and get more of the combat down before trying to incorporate new elements to my character. I think that, you know, we started playing recently again, and we're probably going to share some of those clips, but, like, I kind of forgot how to fucking play.
Yeah, you
like,
did.
I literally forgot where my flasks were. I forgot, like, how to get the freaking lamp on, and obviously I have a whole rant about the lamp, so we'll get into that.
Yeah, get into your rant.
Oh my fucking god.
She has some opinions on the lamp.
Why doesn't the lamp turn on automatically? Why is it always off? I don't care if it's daytime. I want the lamp on. Because it's fucking annoying. I don't realize that I can't see shit because the lamp is off until I literally am in the middle of some shit that I really need to see. It's annoying. It should be on always. And I know you have strong opinions about that too. I don't care. It should be on all the time.
She's ranting about exactly what you think she is, by the way. Yes, she is having this strong of opinions on the lamp that you can, the lantern, I believe it's called, activate when it's dark, and you don't need to hold up a torch. That's what she has these strong opinions on.
It is annoying as fuck. Okay? It should turn on automatically. Period.
I don't know if I agree. I understand where she's coming from, but I think if it was on all the time, then everyone would just have this little light on at all times. Frankly, I kind of think that it shouldn't be in the game at all. I think that they should just make it so darkness isn't really a factor. I think that the whole reason they put it in the game in the first place is because Dark Souls 2 kind of teased it in their trailers about how you would need lanterns to get by, and then when the game came out, you didn't really need it. And I think the reason for that is because it's not a very fun mechanic. Darkness is annoying in real life. I don't really want to experience it in video games, so just have appropriate lighting at all times. I think they just did it because there was a criticism of Dark Souls 2, and I think a lot of the design philosophy of Elden Ring was just, let's give the fans what they asked for. And I don't know if that's necessarily what you want to do. Sometimes fans don't know what they want. I think that's why sequels, a lot of the best sequels out there in terms of like movies and video games, are ones where they didn't just give fans exactly what they want. A lot of times bad movie sequels are just like, oh, they just did what they did in the first movie again. And sometimes you don't really know what you want and you want something different.
You also had mentioned that there was an element of like in the scenery, like the change of color and things like that.
Yeah, the lantern is an orange glow, so it really does like look at this guy, mad at the concept of me parrying. I don't. I kind of got distracted by our conversation. I don't know what he's so pissed about. Again, I haven't seen these clips in years, so he's pissed about something. But yeah, the lamps are orange, so it really kind of changes the color palette of the game, because it's not just like a white light. So I think if it were on just all the time, the game would just kind of look uglier in a way that you wouldn't really be able to like notice consciously. So I think that's another reason they just didn't have it on at all times. Yeah, frankly, I think that they just shouldn't add it. Well, let's look at this guy. I have a feeling he's about to die. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Well, ooh, God, I am brutal. I didn't know that. Oof. All right, well, that's the end of this video. What a way to end it. Oh, there's the Internet Explorer I was talking about. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.